Welcome to the season 4 recap of Fargo. In 1920 Kansas City, Missouri, the bosses of a Jewish crime organization, the Moskowitz Syndicate, and an Irish gang, the Milligan Concern, trade their youngest sons to keep the peace. However, Milligan's son Patrick betrays his adoptive family, allowing the Irish to ambush and wipe out the syndicate, with Patrick's father forcing him to personally execute Moskowitz's son. In 1949, an African American gang, the Cannon Limited, come to power and leader Loy Cannon trades sons with the Feder family. Later that afternoon, Mayflower kills Donatello with a morphine injection and steals his ring. For unknown reasons, Thurman has accepted a large loan from Loy which he is unable to repay. Unknown to them, Mayflower is watching them from her apartment across the street and has taken a peculiar interest in Ethelrida. Bank robbers Zelmar Rolette and Swanee Capps escape prison and arrive unannounced at the Smutney house. Ethelrida's mother, Debrel, reluctantly allows her sister and Swanee to stay. Loy and his consigliere, Dr. Senator, make a move to seize the slaughterhouse, claiming the deal had been settled. That night, Oretta bakes her an apple pie but laces it with ipecac. She leaves the dessert on the Smutney's front porch and Thurman brings it inside. A police squad suddenly raids the house looking for Zelmar and Swanee. US Marshal Dick Diffie-Ward, who has been trailing Zelmar and Swanee since their escape, arrives in Kansas City and is assigned Odess as his guide. The two lead the raid on the Smutney funeral home. Diffie questions Debrel on the whereabouts of her sister and Swanee, but Debrel and Ethelrida both claim they haven't seen or heard from them. Loy, confronted with the news of the robbery and the failed hit, believes Josto is behind both and wants retaliation. Dr. Senator, suspecting something is off, convinces Loy to let him investigate the situation before declaring war. While smuggling a large quantity of rifles in a produce truck, Calamita and his driver are stopped by the Loy's gang using a flaming roadblock. They kill the driver and brand Calamita's face before stealing the truck. Zelmar meets with Thurman, giving him a bag full of her recently stolen money so he can pay his debt to Loy. Loy is momentarily happy that something went his way but becomes angry when he notices the vomit smell of the money and realizes what has happened. Ethelrida writes an anonymous letter to Dr. Howard detailing her findings about the many deaths of Oretta's patients. In retaliation for the truck heist, Josto has Odess arrest several Cannon Limited men, including Lemuel. When Odess attempts to arrest Loy, he takes advantage of Odess' OCD and turns the tables on him. They attempt to threaten Senator, but he rebugs the pair and leaves. Calamita follows Senator outside the diner and shoots him dead in the street. Loy and his gang ambush Odess in his apartment and force him to flip sides. With his help, Zelmar and Swanee shoot their way into Gaetano's compound and they subdue him and bring him to Loy, who has him tortured. However, Josto secretly orders his brother-in-law, Antoine Dumini, to kill Satchel, expecting that Loy will in turn kill Gaetano. Rabbi deduces Josto's plan and kills Antoine before he can execute Satchel, and the two go on the run. Oretta feeds Dr. Howard poisoned macarons and she steals Ethelrida's letter from his desk. The Fadas discover Antoine's body and surmise that Rabbi has betrayed them. After mourning overnight and toying with the idea of killing Zero in retaliation, Loy sees the big picture and realizes Josto is setting him up. Instead of killing Gaetano, Loy informs him of his brother's betrayal and sets him free. Loy then sends Omi's Parkman to kill Calamita. Oretta receives news that Dr. Howard has survived his poisoning and is expected to have a full recovery. While visiting their mother's house, Josto and Gaetano are ambushed by Mort Kellerman and his Fargo soldiers. Gaetano manages to single-handedly push them back, but the brothers are devastated to learn that their mother was killed in the crossfire. The episode is presented in black and white and told through the eyes of Omi Sparkman, Rabbi Milligan, and Satchel Cannon. Omi is traveling with Aldo, a kidnapped Fera henchman who's tipped him off that Calamita is pursuing Rabbi and Satchel to Liberal, Kansas. Following his meeting with Ethelrida, Loy gives the Smutneys their funeral home back. Josto, drunk after Gaetano's death, vengefully murders his fiance's father, Milwin Gillis, and a recovered Dr. Howard. Loy returns home with his family and is overjoyed to discover Satchel has made his way back. Satchel witnesses the attack and goes to his father's side as he dies. The episode ends the episode ends with Ethelrida reciting her American history report to her proud parents. During the credits, it is revealed that Satchel grows up to become Mike Milligan, a player in Violante's new, more corporate Kansas City Mafia. Thank you for watching the recap, and if you liked it, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.